Everybody, happy Christmas Eve. Today I'm going to be walking you through a backbend tutorial step by step. So it will be follow along, but it'll be less of a flow and more of a tutorial. We're going to start with bridge on the floor, work our way up to wheel, and then work our way to a wall. The goal of today's flow is to show you variations to lead you to doing a backbend from standing. One of the videos that's gotten the most views and comments on my channel was my how to stand up from a backbend short. So I'm realizing there's a lot of people wanting to learn how to do a backbend, how to stand up from a backbend, but it's a huge learning curve and it's really scary to go from standing to hands on the floor because you don't want to like fall and break your neck. So I want to show you some ways to use a wall to gradually get yourself to that point. Because I promise you when you get it, it's really not that scary, but it's so scary to start out. So the wall will help you so much with that. But we're gonna first start off on our mat and get our bags nice and warm. Also, if you're not ready for the wall, these are some steps you can take to get yourself ready for the wall. So starting out in bridge, let's get started. Okay, so what we're gonna do is lie back on our mats here. You're gonna have your feet under your knees, hands planted next to you. Then you're going to lift your hips up, chin tucked. You want your seat tucked under, your hips tucked under, and you just hold. You have the option to lift your heels if you'd like, drop them, but you can hold that. So if you're working on bridge, I would recommend holding that for 30 seconds, 3 times through, or incorporating it into your yoga flows, or both. The next step in your bridge journey is going to be the same thing, but with clasped hands. So come into the same bridge, but this time you're gonna take your hands, clasp them underneath you, and you're gonna tuck your shoulders under. So you can see how my shoulders are now tucked under me, my hands are clasped and on the floor. This will push your hips up even more. And you can try lifting your toes or your heels. Beautiful. So that's option 2. Same advice as the first one. You can try that as part of the 3 that you're doing for 30 seconds each and into your yoga flows. Here's the next one. So you're gonna lift yourself up into bridge like you did before. Take your hands and put them underneath your seat and then let your hips kind of fall onto your hands. So you're gonna feel pressure in your low back and you're just gonna hold here. When you're ready, you can even lift one leg because your seat will be on your hands. You can lift the other leg, keeping your heel up. I keep wanting to say toe, but it's your heel. Or if you're super ready, you can do both. This is fun. You can kind of play with some wavy legs and then come on down. So those are the bridge variations you can try. So to recap, there's regular bridge, there's bridge with your hands clasped behind you, there's bridge with your hands on your low back, bridge with your hands on your low back with your left leg up, your right leg up, or both legs up. With both legs up, have fun, make it dancey, wavy legs, straddle legs. Today I'm doing less of a flow, but there is a lot of options you can play with. It is a lot of pressure on your wrist, so be sure to roll out your wrist if you're doing a lot of those. Now onto our wheel variations. So starting out with basic wheel pose. You're gonna lie on your back as you did before. You want your ankles with your knees. Your hands are gonna go behind you, so your fingertips are facing your shoulders, and they're gonna be by your ear. I like to, if you have long hair like me, get my hair out of the way. By the way, it is Christmas. That is why this sweater is on. It's Christmas Eve that I'm recording this, so happy Christmas Eve again. So fingertips facing your shoulders by your ears. Push into your feet. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, you're going to push up into wheel pose. Again, I like to come onto my tippy toes. I think it looks cool. And you're going to push into your hands. Straight arms, shoulders engaged. To come out, just tuck your chin and roll yourself down. So that's wheel pose. I would recommend doing that frequently. That's one of the best exercises you can get for a back bend. I'd recommend doing that at least 2 to 3 times a week for 15 to 30 seconds. So the next one we're going to do is the same thing, except this time we're gonna try walking our feet in a little bit. So I want you to play with just bringing your feet in. Then after we bring our feet in, we're gonna do 2 things here. We're gonna walk them back out like they were before. We're going to drop our hips into kind of an alien wheel. So I will show you both of those now. So again, to recap, fingers by your ears. Inhale, exhale, and push. So get up on your tippy toes and just walk yourself in as much as you can. Both hands and legs. Then walk yourself out, tippy toes, and now drop your hips. So this is them lifted, this is them dropped. Beautiful. You can bring your knees in for just a second here. We have 2 more wheel variations before I take you over to the wall. So the first is going to be a straight leg wheel. We are not going to hold these next 2 too long because I don't want you to get sore wrists too bad or, a headache from this many back bends, since we are going to be doing wall exercises as well. So I want you to do the same intro as you did before. Push up into wheel. And this time you're going to straighten your legs as much as you can. That is going to push your chest forward a lot. This is a very deep back bend. Then just walk it in, tuck your chin and come on out of that. You can windshield wiper your legs a little bit. Just get yourself nice and loose. Awesome. So last wheel pose on the ground is the one leg wheel. This one I think looks kind of pretty. I'll show you like how to have your foot up and then how to tuck it under you for a nice little aesthetic. This is really good for pictures and stuff. So hair out of the way, fingertips down. If you're in a ginormous sweater, roll your sleeves up, push up, and then get onto your tippy toe. Extend one leg, you can bend it first, and when you're ready, straighten. And then you can tuck it underneath you with a pointed toe, so your toes are in the ground. And then other side, bend it first, extend, tuck it under, and roll on down. Awesome job. That always makes my hair very messy. So great job with the floor work today. Recapping the wheel, we did wheel pose with our hands walked in, wheel pose with one leg up, wheel pose with straight legs. We did alien wheel. You can also do forearm wheel. I'm not going to do that one today because we're really focusing on getting from standing to our backs and the steps there. Forearm wheel is really great back bending, but we're not going to be doing that one today. But if you would like to see more with forearm wheel, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do a tutorial on that one. So follow me to the wall and we will get started there. Okay, so now we're at the wall. I'm going to start by doing 10 reps of wall taps, which I will show you. Then we're going to walk up and down the wall 5 times. Then we're going to drop back and try to catch ourselves towards the bottom of the wall 3 times. And then we're going to do one without the wall, one by the wall and one without the wall. So we're going to have progressions. If one of the progressions is too advanced for you, try the prior progression. That's the whole point of this. It's not for you to have to follow along with me the whole time. It's to show you what area you need to work on to get to a standing back bend. So here we get started here. Let's get started, So wall taps. We're going to stand, feet about hip width apart, hands above your head, and you're going to just lean back, tap the wall. So you're going to alternate hands. Let's do that for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. You just come into a quick squat here for a second. Breathe it out. These are definitely harder to do and blood rushes to your head. So you just want to make sure you let your body kind of settle in again before you continue back bending. I recommend doing a child's pose here to kind of neutralize and let everything settle before you jump into this next exercise. So, like I said 5, that was a little ambitious. So we're going to do 3 sets of crawling up and down the wall. and I will show you how to do that. So, coming by the wall, your hands are gonna be up. Camera won't go back far enough, so you won't see my arms go up. But what we're gonna do is roll up our sleeves and then walk down. So same thing as the taps, except both hands are gonna catch the wall and you're going to go down as far as you can. You don't need to go all the way down, go as far as you can go before walking up. So let's go. So that may be all we do. So you don't have to go all the way. You can go halfway as I just did. Two. Three. Nice job. So go ahead and rest up for a second here, and then we are going to do one near the wall. I'm sorry, we're gonna do that in a second, but first we're gonna start with doing two where we're catching ourselves at the bottom. I know these reps are a little different, but now that I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, those were a little bit ambitious numbers. So we're gonna do two where we back bend without the wall, so not a walk. We're gonna catch ourselves at the bottom. And like I did before, I will show you how to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. You can catch yourself high up on the wall. I just want you to back bend and catch yourself on the wall. I will show you a little bit further down. I'll show you one higher, one further actually, so you can get a glimpse for both. So here's the higher one, and we'll do the farther down one. So start, you can have hands up. And catch yourself and come up. See, that wasn't very far, but I caught myself and I popped up. This just starts to prepare you for the momentum of falling backwards without holding anything. So I'm gonna step forward a little bit. You need to have enough room for you to go back when you're gonna go further back down. I'm gonna hit my head on the wall. So think of like a little more than arm's length here. Hands up, and then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna try and catch myself there. Hands up. Hands up. So that's the next step. That one I really recommend if you are close to getting a back bend, but just not quite there or are scared. Great one to work on. So next one is going to be, well, sorry, out of camera. Next one is going to be one rep of back bend near the wall, but not actually using the wall. So here we go. So again, we need distance from the wall, or we're going to hit our heads. You're going to watch your hands as you go down. So I'm not staring here, I'm staring at my hands as I go down. That's really, really important for getting your back bend from standing. Feet, the wider your feet are, the more stable I feel. You can try it out, but when my feet are closer together, that's more advanced, and a lot of gymnastics strips come from here, but if you're scared, try a wider base. It can make you feel a lot more stable. So, hands up. Watch how I'm looking back at my hands the whole time. I will control my movement, not just plop down. If you get scared, you can always place your hands on the wall. That's why it's here. Hands up. Watching my hands. And down. Then you can touch the wall and crawl your way back up. So that's the perk of having the wall there, is you can use it to get back up. I'm gonna go back to my mat now. We're gonna do one without the wall if you're ready, or stay by the wall and keep practicing there with wherever you are. We're gonna do a few cool down exercises, dying, and then we're going to be done with today's flow. So thank you guys, I will see you back on the mat. Hey guys, welcome back to the mat. We are gonna do one standing back bend. Again, watch your hands the whole way down. This is super, super key. We're not gonna stand today, we're gonna go right back down. So again, keeping this beginner friendly, wherever you're at is perfect. I want you to do the last exercise you could if you can't do a standing back bend or you're too scared or not ready. There are thicker mats on Amazon that you can use, that if you fall, it's a little bit less terrifying. I will link one of those in the comments below. I recommend them. They're really good training mats for some of these scarier tricks. They're a little pricier, but you can use them for a long time. So I have mine in my garage. It really helps me get the bravery. I tend to be a very fearful person, so I understand this fear very well. If there is anything you're still scared to do and you feel like you don't have a transition step for this trick, put it in the comments. I am happy to make another video replying to that to help you find that thing that'll help you transition there. So here we go. Without further ado, my feet are going to be wide, making my nice stable base. Narrow is a place to work to because a lot of tricks will come from there if you're interested in any kind of tumbling. But we're going to do wide today. Hands are going to be up, watching our hands. I'm going to get my sleeves out of the way. I don't want to get mixed up with my sleeves and arms on the floor. Hands above the head. I'm going to be nice and controlled as I go down. Use your back to control your speed and your core, which all of this is technically your core. Hands up. I'm not going to talk my way through it so I can focus on not like cracking my head open on the ground. So I will talk to you when we're done with this trick. Follow along. Amazing job with this flow. I hope this really helped you guys learn how to do a back bend and gave you safe steps that you can do to get yourselves there. We're going to cool down now together, and then I will let you guys go and practice. Check in with me. Let me know what step you got to, where you are on your journey. I'd love to hear it. So just take an easy seated pose. Put the leg you usually don't on top. So usually my left leg is on top. Today I'm going to do my right leg on top. We're going to do some cat-cows from seated. So arch, round, arch, round, arch, round, arch, round, arch, round. And just take a quick twist. You can pulse 5 times. Little pulse. Switch sides. 5 pulses. And then I'm going to do a narrow knee child's pose and wrap this up. I love narrow knee for this to kind of round out my back. Thank you guys so much. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. Bye.